Hello everyone, I'm here with another game with my dad, playing as the Red Terran in the top right, as Bubba. On the map, I think this is Contended Ridge, right? I think so. I have no idea actually now think about it, but I think that replay was named something with Condemned Ridge, right? I think. I'm just gonna pause the recording and close Skype so I don't get less lag. And I'm back, close some programs, and now get you on less FPS, great. I probably did something wrong. Opening here with a 9 pylon, as normal, for once. For once we have a process that does normal stuff. Actually, when I got when I was starting recording on the third replay, actually I'm really happy now because I just went and ate dinner with my dad and told me how it went with the first 2 matches. He was quite surprised that the other 2 guys didn't have so much. And yeah, so then he said I can send you some more replays. So I'll have some more replays, and Smody said 1 more. So I have more stuff coming up. I'm not out of replays, but I still want to replays, dudes, and do that. And so please send them in to bbnewbears@gmail.com and send a short briefing, but please no spoilers. And I'm quite sure I will cast them if you are a subscriber of mine, as long as they are quite good and the games are nice. Not so much special stuff happening here. Normal timing for most of the stuff. I don't play Protoss, so I don't know the gas timing. I think it's a little bit early though. And you can take this gas, which is closer. You get more income from this gas than this gas. He probably knows that, but he probably just did that because I do it all the time, you know, even though I know it's closer. Not so much stuff happening here. Bubba's scouting the top left here, and Taemujin, the blue Protoss in the bottom right, is I forgot to presentate him because I'm so used to presentating my dad. So. And he's gonna get killed by this marine if the marine just stands in a little bit of a better position, or he's just gonna walk. Okay, there was a hole in the wall. My dad was like, "Oh, herp derp, I gotta build a new supply depot jar." So yeah, it would be nice if we misplaced his tech lab too, so he got another hole in there. But it's fixed now, but it was quite fun. That gonna do some or marauder pressure, it looks like, because of the double tech lab, and has a lot of gas. I bet he's gonna throw down a factory right now, or he will produce 2 marauders and then make a factory later, because you need you need some gas for marauders, and if you only have 1 gas, it's quite a decent amount. And now we can throw down the factory. I think he will. He likes to get that. He likes to make 2 laser SCVs. That's to be expected. Not so much happening here. It seems like he's only producing. Okay, now he's producing out of both of them. I was just gonna say I think you could do with 1 gateway, but I think you would have the same number of units if you just went with 1 gateway. But I think it will help him later in the game. I can be wrong on that. I don't know why I have worse FPS right now. I just rendered the first game, so that's gonna be uploaded soon. And I don't have anything open except Explorer. You know, not Internet Explorer because I'm not a noob, but I have Explorer open and I only have fraps. So I shouldn't get only 17 FPS because I got 30, which I locked it to last game. Something strange stuff. So Bubba just scouting the first position and then deciding he doesn't need to scout. Interesting. Not so much happening here. Steam pack coming out. And 3-gate robo, it looks like. This guy actually got his build figure out. I think that's the first of these games that I casted with my dad, or the first of his opponents that actually got a build. Well, they got a build too, but not as nice as this one. I really like the 3-gate robo over the Twilight Council and the 4-gate. I like the 3-gate robo more. I don't know why, but I shouldn't because I'm Zerg, but for some reason I do. Got 2 warp-ins ready. He's probably gonna warp in 1 more Stalker and then get an Immortal out, I bet. Oh, of course he's gonna start with an Observer. What am I thinking? This probe just, well, he's here. He sure is. Taemujin is heading supply. Not so much happening over there. Observer coming out. And proxy pylon. That's what this probe was for. I think I could have thrown it down a little bit earlier. I think it's gonna need one more pylon too, because I'm just getting close to getting blocked again. In the army tab we have about the same size army, Taemujin a little bit ahead, but Terran, mules, you know, and stuff like that. Command center coming up also. See what I meant? Lazy mules even get more minerals, you know. They still give we're gonna say a non-zero number, but then I realized no, it's not a non-zero, not a non-zero number. So you probably see this observer, if I know him right, but yeah, you can see this little stuff here.
Add-on complete.
This is the observer. It's seeable, but I don't know if he's looking there. I think he's just saving up for scan because he has this selected. He sees something here at least. Yeah, I think he sees us now. No, he doesn't because he has enough energy for scan now. Let's see here. Looks like we're gonna have a 3-gate robo, as I said, timing push, because I don't know what expansion. I think it's a little bit late for being an expansion tactic, because I think if you wanted the expansion, yeah, lower all the depots. If you wanted the expansion, you could have gotten it a little bit earlier, I think. But that maybe killed him, because Bubba is gonna push now, and this probe is gonna get so killed, because I guess he's on A move. Yes, he is. That's nice. I told him never to leave his units to on normal move. I think this is gonna be quite nice for Taemujin if he can just hold this ramp, because the ramp is gonna give him some terrain advantage, and he has force fields and immortals. So I think, and Bubba needs to clump up his units. He can't do it like in a single file. He's not gonna be able to attack that. Good start for Taemujin. Also good for, maybe it's gonna turn around here. It certainly looks like it. No, it's not. It's over. It's over. The Immortals are way too strong against the Marauders. And that is held off. Taemujin should start working on his upgrades right now. Maybe a little bit ago. Bubba has already started his in his halfway on the +1. That's nice. He just needs to saturate this expansion. Need to move this rally point to this expansion and move maybe like this many SCVs to the expansion. I think he has a little bit too many. Exactly, but I think he's had too many now. Nah, it's fine. It's fine, but maybe a little bit too many. Proxy pylon, still up. Haven't scouted for that. That's actually something I recommend if you're watching this. I know he's gonna watch this, so always scout for proxy pylons when playing against Protoss. It's gonna happen sooner or later, believe me. Observer coming in. I guess it lost track of them around here because it's slower. It's 1.88 while infantry is 2.55. 2.25. 2.55, that would be OP. As if Terran isn't OP, you know. As well as Protoss. Protoss and Terran OP, you know. Yeah. It's scanning the expansion, knowing what's up. Protoss just keeps an observer here. Bubba in this position has a lot of resources backed up. He could expand at this point. He could, I think he needs to expand. Maybe he could even expand twice if he feels like it, because the Protoss is just gonna be, I don't think, oh no, not double expand, but one expansion at least, and maybe throw down a bit more production, because he's on 2 base now. He has a lot of minerals left over because he hasn't turned up his production. This is also something I'm gonna recommend to you. Build more barracks. You always stay on 3 barracks. That's not gonna work the rest of the game. When on 2 bases you need more barracks, and when on 3 bases you need even more. Taemujin maybe needs to, he's getting his upgrades now, but it's a little bit too late. And he needs to get a bunch more probes, I think. Yeah, this is way too less. As you can see here, 42-37. It's not a huge lead, but he has some good, at least great balance between the bases. But I think he needs a bit more probes. It's not enough. It's not enough, man. Several of the army, as you can see, they're quite even, but I don't know who would win in a straight up fight. Maybe Bubba if he gets some medvacs out, which I think he's working on now. He is, because turn units are more cost effective, Marauders versus Stalker. But when the colors can come out, it can really turn around. And Bubba needs to spot this in some kind of way, like scan or something like that, or just scout, to start producing Vikings right now. Observer still hanging out over there. Bunker coming up. But this is also something I've been thinking about. The Protoss is always gonna have an observer in your base, so you can also always build a missile turret. And if the Protoss doesn't have an observer there, then it doesn't matter, because then the Protoss is not as good. So then it doesn't matter if you lost 100 minerals for a missile turret, because it's worth more. Or you just look for it. But if you are uncertain, you can always build a missile turret. And if you lose 100 minerals to be certain he's not that good or has no robot tech, that's good sign. Colossus in the open. Try to keep it like right here. This is the best position for Colossus. You can't have it out in the open. It's way too risky. But of course he has an observer here, so you can see if something starts to happen. Medivacs come out. He needs to make sure the rally point is set. So you don't end up with units here, because that can actually be quite bad. A lot of units, just a ton of units, like Terran loves to do, versus almost no units. That's what you get when you play versus Terran. Although I would want to say that Taemujin is playing really nice this game. He has quite nice macro, I would say. I also like that he spread out his units. It negates splash damage. I think they are still in a good position. Now he's probably going to move out because he clumps together his army. That's a sign of the Protoss death ball wanting to move out. And they often keep it spread out when they don't want to move out. And Bubba is going to try to attack here, and Taemujin sees that with his observer, and he says, I would like to hold this ramp instead. It would give him more terrain advantage. So Bubba doesn't know he sees this, so that's something you couldn't expect. Protoss almost always know when you're gonna attack because they have observers. So Taemujin wanted to attack because he thought his army was bigger, but if Bubba would attack instead, that would be better for him, because then he's gonna get the terrain advantage, and of course who wouldn't want terrain advantage, you know? So he's just gonna wait for Bubba here, so he can get in a better position. I think Bubba should stay at this position. I think the ramp, as Taemujin uses it, is really bad. This is gonna turn out really bad for Taemujin right now. I think, yeah, he's gonna pull far ahead in units lost now. And this is gonna end very well for Bubba. If he, I think if Taemujin would have stayed here and made Bubba come up here, that would be a totally different game. Or skirmish, or what you want to call it. I think he would win easily if he just did that. Position is so important. He shouldn't have walked forward there. I think Bubba is really happy about that he did. Weak old plating, level 1. Come out for Bubba. You should just go and expand. Taemujin, hidden expansion in the bottom left. Nice. I love that play, because that's really nice. I love when people do that, because now he's contained, and Bubba thinks like, hell, now I can't move out, I can't take an expansion here, I'm so tricky, and stuff like that. And, but he has an expansion. I don't know why he didn't go for the attack to level 2 when he did go for... He had attack level 1, then he went for plating. I don't know why. The pro getting annihilated. Not so many walkers killed this game. 4 probes. I guess those were scouting probes because I didn't see any harassment or anything. I think Taemujin is gonna have to try to bust out here. I don't know if it's gonna work. It certainly looks like it, because the Colossus is dealing a lot of damage versus those Marauders. That didn't sound normal, but that's sure what's happened. And he's free to move out of his base now. And Bubba has to move back. So now Taemujin can take an expansion, but he doesn't need to, because he has this. He should just start putting probes here, and Chrono Boost. And now there's another container, he can transfer some probes. Like these probes, he can just right click them here and he will get a bunch more minerals. Because they aren't doing anything here, as you can see. More gateways are getting added on. I don't know about that, because he only has 1.5 mining bases right now, because this is mined out. I don't think he needs more gateways. Supply is quite even, although Protoss is a little bit ahead. But Bubba is also getting 3-3 upgrades, which is gonna make his play much more effective. Which means that I think Bubba's got an advantage here. And now he's caught up in supply. Just by making 2 men of siege and 2 Marauders and 2 Marines. That's how OP turn is, just kidding. Well, but I should say, Blizzard says they're working on it. Not so much happening here. Just gonna sneak expand again. I think Taemujin would be able to just try to hold this position and take this expansion. It's much more easily defendable than this one, because if Bubba just realizes he has expansion here, he can take both of them at the same time without Taemujin reacting, and then he will only have this that will almost be mined out, and then it will be game over. It would be much better if he tries to hold this position, use the brush to his advantage, and take this expansion. Void Ray coming up. I don't know about that. It's bronze, so Void Ray happens very often. Bubba securing his 4th. That's really nice. Dropping a lot of mules at the 3rd. I don't want to press the income tab, but I have to. Well, let's just say that mules are very, let's say, strong. They are so strong. I actually were thinking about getting an iPhone case with the text OP mules are OP on the back. Planetary Fortress are out here, producing some more SCVs. Although we made this an orbital command, that means he's gonna get more mules, of course, but he's also gonna have less defense against this kind of stuff. And it's very easy to just make. I think this would be better as Splinter Fortress and get this as an orbital, because this is kind of tucked away. This is something that Taemujin can't attack as easily as this, because he has his army here. He won't be able to react here. It would be much better if he made this Splinter Fortress, because if Taemujin is gonna attack here, well, he could go up here and attack it, and the Bubba wouldn't notice, and but then Bubba could just counterattack. I don't know who would win, but that's just my opinion. Only 1 armor for Protoss and 3/3 for Bubba, or Taemujin, I should say. Taemujin, I don't know, whatever. Just trying to move out, get some map control. He's probably not gonna check this one. Or wait. Oh wait, he probably will. Sorry. No, I didn't think about that. I thought you could walk over here, but it's gonna see this expansion now. That. And Bubba's sacrificing some Marines to, I don't know. Taemujin not gonna attack this expansion, just gonna go for a particular. Really good position for Bubba. And Mike is just chilling on them. And Marines taking care of the Celos because they have 3/3 and the Celos have no upgrades, just 1 armor. And that's not going to be enough. Taemujin really getting some damage on himself. And this was, let's say, slaughter. Slaughter is a good word. He's getting a ton of slaughter. I beat a 1 army, getting warped in here, gonna work in a new army because Bubba is not moving out, he's safe. He's behind in army, and he needs to expand more, I think. He needs to take this expansion, which Bubba has total control of. And Bubba thinks, oh, this 2 base, that's very nice, we like him. And then he's very happy about that, and yeah. But he is actually on 4 base. Soon I'm hoping it's gonna be on 5 base. So they are even. And almost mined out on his expansion, so then it's gonna be on 3 mining bases. Or 2 mining bases. And Bubba still has, what is this? About the same amount of minerals for both of them left. OP Marines, even more OP with 3/3 upgrades. So yeah. A lot of energy on the medevacs. The medevacs survived in the last engagements, and that means he has a lot of medevacs with full energy. 8, I would say. Yes, 8. And that's really nice for him. Gonna have some extra healing going on. More Void Rays, or 1 more, coming out. This is not a good engagement for Bubba. Or else he's just gonna divide his army into 2 pieces and lose everything. If he would attack there when the first one was tanked, that would be a difficult engagement, but I still think Bubba's got this because of his superior upgrades. Wow, colon P. 2 armor and 1 attack on the tanks and 3/3 on the infantry, so that's really nice. I think the upgrades won this game for Bubba. Nice job. You too, GG. Bubba, also well-mannered. Well, nice game, actually. This was quite much better than the last games. And Taemujin, I just think that the first engagement here was when it was going down or uphill for you, and you had to struggle a lot. And if you just stayed here and let him come up the ramp, you would have been much better in that fight. And he still had these expansions, so you could have kept expanding here if he set up a contain. Just wanted to say that, and great games, and see you guys next time.